Okay. Okay, I can't start this without, I know y'all, most of y'all really have seen this before, but I just want to make the point that everything we do today about teaching grammar, the whole deal is we're going to bring in multisensory teaching, because that's what's going to make it work and it's what's going to make it fun. So I want you all, what if we put, like, this is what your brain looks like. If you put your fists up here, and you're going to need your hands for a second anyway, that your brain is a lot like this and it's a lot like this shape. And the back of it is where vision is. So I want you to touch the back of your head, and let's all say, seeing. Seeing. Yay. So when you see something when you're studying, this part of your brain, the occipital lobe, has to light up. If you were doing an MRI, it has to light up. And so then, what if you're studying and you're talking and hearing? What if you touch above your ear, like in the temporal lobes, and say, talking and hearing?
Talking and hearing.
Good. So seeing, talking and hearing. And if you're also touching and moving, let's say touching and moving.
Touching and moving.
The parietal lobe lights up, and then if you're doing all of those at once, it makes this like magic triangle in your brain, and everything is going to get in better. It's going to open the doors to your brain, and you're going to learn. But what if you want to sign? If you want to, or you sign later. Okay, here we go. Everything is going to get in better. Okay, I want to tell you what we're going to be working really a whole lot from Suzanne Carreker's book. Did any of y'all heard Suzanne? You heard her, didn't you?
I didn't hear about Barbara.
Oh, did you? Oh, good. She's wonderful. She spoke to our Elida conference a few years ago. And I think some of y'all heard. No,
What was her last name again?
Carreker. C-A, and she's up here, but I'm not giving you a handout.
Okay.
So it's C-A-R-R. E-K-E-R. And if you just Google Suzanne Carreker and multisensory grammar, if you put that much in, you'll get this book, and it's on Amazon about $20. But it often may be like $25 or something. But it's wonderful. It's just very wonderful, and it's very practically written. And what we're going to do today is going to come a whole lot out of what I've learned from Suzanne Carreker. And her other book that I just put up here that's really good, called Word Detective. So while you're Googling Suzanne Carreker, Word Detective, which has to do with teaching the history of the English language, which Garrett knows, he's one of these things, the Greek and Latin roots. And it's not about grammar, but it's another wonderful book. And then William Van Cleve, VCEdconsulting.com, he has lots of helpful teaching materials that you might buy. These are some of them that we may use some of these things today. And we have like these little dice sets, just tons of stuff. And it's just very creative and very useful. Okay, that's it on the slides. So that's that. Now, what we're going to do, how many of y'all brought index cards into the market? Yes, good. If you didn't, I've got some. Anybody need, or does anybody have? Okay, good. Does anybody have extras around? Like, all of you need just like 8 cards. It's really all you need is like 8 cards. And you might be shared markers, or, well, I don't know that I have all the colors. So if y'all might share, you might need to share some of the colors as we go. Okay, I'm gonna need a volunteer. Like you. Since you win the prize because you're first. You're the first. Okay, so what we're going to do right now, what if you just stand over here? What we're going to do is we're going to write, we're going to make the parts of speech. We're going to do one on each card, okay? And let's see, you might just want to use a black marker, just a regular marker to write the word, and then we're going to underline it with a different color. But I found that, like, for instance, like the word noun, we would make yellow, and it doesn't show up very well. And so So if you just have that ready, it's hard. But we're going to put Julie to the test. Okay? Julie, I want you to give me the yellow. Oh, that's a good try, Julie, but it's just not what I wanted. Give me the yellow. I know you try, but I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, did I forget to tell you something? Give me the yellow airplane. Oh wow, let's hear it for Julie. What did I forgotten to tell her? Did I forget to tell you the name of it? Oh, I'm so sorry. So what if on our first card, if you write noun, or if you're working with a younger child, you don't want to use the word noun, just write naming word. Okay? So thank you, Julie. That's it. You did a great job. But you would just write noun on one. Now, and I would just be doing this while I'm working with the child. Okay, now, are nouns important? Yeah. Yeah, what if we couldn't use any nouns? Would Julie ever be able to figure out which one I wanted? If we couldn't use any names of things. So, we could, and what is a noun? Like, and I've got more cards here. The other thing now in Suzanne Carreker's book, part of hers, it comes with, she has a lot of materials that go with it. And so I always end up just using my own cards, because somehow I like making them while I'm going with the child. It just seems to fit in, but she's got them. And the noun, we would talk about, and then, so here's my noun one that I would use, and I would put on the back of it, like, names of a person, place, thing. And at the bottom I put idea or feeling, but you might want to do that later. Depends on how advanced the child is. But on the back you might want to put name of. What are the three things that's going to name? The three main things of person, place, okay, an idea. Yes, when you're advanced, you're going to put idea or feeling. Now a lot of, I want to say that this isn't all Suzanne Carreker that we're doing today, but it's very much based on it, because she's inspired me so much. But some of the things are just things I've made up that I like to do. And multisensory ways. Yeah, if y'all would comment, that would be great. So I'm just going to put noun out here on a yellow. We might later play Twister with all our parts of speech when we get them up here. Now, Suzanne has one of the things that she has about one of the games. She has, in the book, is just full of activities. Like, and this is like a bingo game that I thought, okay, what if we played this bingo game, but I'm the only bingo word. Okay, just for time purposes. And I want you to tell me, let's see if we can think of, we're going to want 8 person, 8 place, and 8 thing nouns. It's really how we think of. If you were playing this game, you would each, you and the child would make up their own 8 persons, 8 places, 8 things, and put them on your board. Then you can play bingo and see bingo's first. So, who can tell me, let's see, what if you start telling person? Let's come out with 8 persons now. Teacher, okay, what else? Boy, I need it all that real out. Boy, okay, good. Well, I would be wanting 8 people.
Oh, you need 8.
Okay, what about girl?
Train.
Train, excellent. That's 4.
Horse.
Car. Good. How about some proper nouns that we'd have to capitalize?
Alabama.
Oh, good. Alabama. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one more proper. Jack. Yay, thank you. So then we want 8 places. Can you think of some?
School.
Library. School. Okay. What else? Park. Home. now that we have enough of them, let's do some things, because we won't really play. How about some things? Here, did we do things? We did people, places, okay, things?
Slime.
Slime. Slime?
I actually said slime, but slime will
I made slime in therapy yesterday. I have slime on the brain.
Candy.
Candy. Okay, so like the idea you're gonna have your different parts and you're gonna play this, and we will also do this later with adjectives and adverbs. Just to tell you, we'll do this. We'll use the same bingo board with adjectives and adverbs.
So how do you play? You just arrive at...
Good question. So in Suzanne Carreker's book, you cut out this little piece of paper and it just has a bunch of little slips. They all say the same thing. Or, well, they say this is for the noun, adjective, and adverb games. And so the first line either says person, place, or thing on these little slips. You're just draw slips of paper out to play bingo. And so if you're playing the noun game, you're going to read the top one. Of course, you could make your own and not have it all on the same card. That'd probably be a nice idea. And then the second line is like what kind, which one, and how many for adjectives. And then the third line is how, when, and where. So you're going to pick these, and that's how you play bingo. So it's just a fun way. What if, and there's a lot more, there's a whole lot more in there. Now this is from Julie Van Cleef, 3 kinds of nouns. And you can, I usually actually use what I've made myself on this, but he's just got person, place, or thing here, and you're going to sort. It's just a word sort, so you're going to sort these nouns. But you can obviously make your own, but these are just very convenient to have. So you want to do a lot of sorting, and games, and maybe play battle. It could be really, I love to play battle a lot. Like if we had some, if we had these in our hand and we said, okay, if we're going to play against each other, and if we're going to say, put one down, and who do you want to win, a person, a place, or a thing? A person. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm not sure. So magazine and watch. So nobody won. So we may not, because I may not have one in here. But we play battle. And so whoever had a person wins a place, a thing. And you can do the same thing with the adjectives. Which one, what kind, how many. You could do the same idea, play battle. Who gets one that tells which one? That can get where you have to discuss it sometimes. But anyway, it can just be a fun game to do with it. Now, and we're going to be doing this real fast. You obviously won't be doing it fast. You'll be spending, sessions on now, maybe weeks on now. It depends. And so we're now going to do verbs. Now that y'all have all got it.
The new packet that you had, was that the gentleman reading benefits?
Yes, and he's got lots of stuff I'll be showing you. Okay, what are some things that you can do? What are some things that you can do? Like I can
Fly.
Good. What else can you do?
Skate.
Okay, keep on coming.
Eat.
Eat and what?
Cartwheel.
Oh, cartwheels. Oh, I can do. Say I cartwheel. What about I do cartwheels? Maybe do would be the verb. That's kind of a helper verb. I can do cartwheels, or maybe even cartwheel across the room. Can you use that as a verb? Or tumble. I can tumble. That's awesome. What else can you do? Right. So what do you call all these words that are actions? Like verb. So you would either put action word or verb on your card, depending on the level of the child or what word you want to be using. Oh, I forgot something really important about nouns. Nouns are, so you said nouns were important, right? You said nouns were important. We're going to make nouns yellow. We're going to underline our nouns yellow because yellow is a really important color. And it shows us things that are important. Like they have signs that show us how to be safe. And on like the caution light, what does that yellow light tell us? to be careful and watch and slow down or something. Or speed up. And so yellow is an important color. So we're going to make our nouns yellow. You're going to underline the word noun in yellow. Now, what about our action words? I think about action words as orange because they're like way important too. Is it important that they tell you to detour and you don't want to go where the bridge is out? Is that important? Yes, that detour sign is important. And I like to think a lot about when you're driving along, when you're driving on the highway. And so is that an action? You're driving. And when they're doing road work, do you ever sometimes see these, like those barrels that are orange? And those cones on the road that are orange? And so are they important to keep you from getting into the construction zone? So orange is really important. So I like to call them action orange. So can we all say action orange? Action orange. That's not a Suzanne Carreker thing, but I just kind of like action orange a lot. So action orange. Okay. So what if we're going to think about if we had like dad drives, okay? If your dad drives, what color are you gonna make dad? Yeah, so I'm gonna underline him in yellow. Of course, the student is gonna underline yellow under dad. And what color is drives gonna be? Yes, you're gonna underline drives in orange. And okay, and I don't worry about that. So. And William because I didn't bring this up, but he has one of these about verbs. What he has is, for tense of verbs, he has sorting past, present, future verbs. And he probably has something else that I'm not thinking about right now. Okay, what if we get 2 more volunteers? So, what if we let Krista be yellow? So what is Krista? She is a noun. And we let Andrea be orange, so she is a verb. Yes. So what if you face them? Can you, let's see if we can think of some sentences they could say. What did she say? What if Krista is boys? Can you tell boys? Boys. And you're going to give us a verb. Okay, good. What if we let you be balls? Balls? Ball. Okay, balls, ball. Good. Okay, what if you are horses? And can you be horses? Trot. Yeah, you are awesome. Okay. Good. Now, what if you were going to be child and you're going to be plays? Okay, can you read that? Can you say it for me? Child plays. Okay, child plays. Okay, is that a sentence? It has a noun and verb. So, it is, but is it a great sentence? No. Well, it's not a great sentence, but yes, a core. Yeah, it's a core. And something we didn't say is, let's see, what do we have to have a sentence? We absolutely have to have umbrella verb. We have to have a verb, and we're almost always going to have who is doing the verb or what is doing the verb. So we're almost always going to have a subject or a noun here and a verb. Maybe not in that order, but they can go in different orders, as you know. Could we sometimes have just a verb of the sentence? What if you come out here by yourself and you're going to be out of here? What could she be all by herself and be a sentence? What about stop? Okay. What about go? And come? Can that be a sentence? So what happened there about the noun? It's implied. Yes, it's implied, it's understood. So like Krista's sort of in a she's sort of in parentheses over here, meaning you, really to the pronoun, meaning you go, you stop. So there is like a pronoun standing in for Krista. So, okay, but since this child plays isn't so complete, I wonder what else we need here. We need somebody to warn us that a noun is coming. Do you think we need somebody to warn us that Krista is coming? Krista is coming. We need a warning. We need a word that's going to warn us. And warnings are usually in red, right? Like a railroad crossing, is that warning you? What is it warning you? That a train is coming. A train is coming. So red is really important. So we're going to have what Suzanne Carreker calls these noun markers. If she calls them noun markers, I might say that, but I usually go ahead and just call an article. But it depends on the age. I mean, if noun marker is easier to think of, because Suzanne would start with noun markers and change it to noun. I mean, she very quickly goes whenever it's appropriate to the word noun. To the word article. So if you want to write article on your card and underline it in the warning color, red. And the three articles, if you put it on the back, and the. A, like a or a ball, and like an apple, and the, P-H-E. So if you put those on the back, what I put on the back of mine is warns that, like, a noun is coming, a noun is coming. Can you all do it? A noun is coming, a noun is coming. Oh my gosh, we've got to be warning. A noun is coming. So that's what I put on the back of one of these things. And I have article probably on here. Yeah, so I say, warn, I wrote over here, warns that a noun is coming. Article. Okay? So we're going to put article down here. And okay, can we get us 3 volunteers here? And what
So you can compile the blocks.
Yeah.
And play this like a game. And
Yeah.
have them say,
What if we have
On the back of the verb, you're supposed to put action.
I put action or state of being, but the state of being, again, that's for later. And in fact, Suzanne Carreker doesn't, instead of state of being, she might say link, well, she's going to later do linking verbs, and she's going to call them linking verbs, and do that later. So at this point, I might just say action words. But can y'all help us think of a sentence for Eileen and Pat and Kathy? Words. Yay!
And.
Okay. Another?
And apple.
An apple with an.
Look at all.
That's true. And apple.
False.
The
Horse. Try.
Yay! Very excellent. Very good.
I think sometimes, can I say something here? I notice with most of the kids I tutor, because A, N, and D don't have any specific meaning, a lot of children with dyslexia have a hard time reading them and reading them accurately. They will say the or the, and it's and it's kind of like what you did a minute ago with the noun, give me the yellow, give me the yellow, but not being specific. If I stand up there, if I stand up here and I say, give me a block, then you could give me any of those blocks up there, right? Because A and and are just the words for any of a number of them. But if I said, I would not say give me a orange, I would say give me the orange block, because there's only one there. So the is the specific word. And so sometimes it makes a huge difference in a sentence if you incorrectly say a or an when it should have been the, because it was talking about that specific thing. The site of the battle is not the same thing as a site for the battle. So sometimes I have to explain that to them and do a little thing like this where they see how important it is to make the distinction between the and a.
Yeah, and like if it's in a book and they're talking about, you see a dog, and really you want to see the dog that was in that picture. Yeah, it really makes all the difference. I'm glad you brought that up.
That was a lot for 2 words.
Yeah.
That's a lot of information for 2 words.
Yeah. Like if I just, pick a person in here, I might just pick Trish, or I'll pick the person, that is the her first meeting here is in Julie. And so a person is just anybody in here, but the person that I'm thinking about is me. There's only one of that. So it is specific, so that's a great point. Now let's, okay, I need, how about Cassie? Okay, Cassie, we're going to give Cassie, because Julie did such a great job. We're going to see how Cassie can do. Okay?
No pressure.
No pressure. Okay, Cassie, give me the airplane. Good try, but I don't know. Give me the airplane. You've got, I'm sorry. You're trying really hard. Am I forgetting to tell you something? Uh-oh. Oh my gosh. The car. I've got to tell you which one. Oh, give me the green airplane. Oh my gosh. Yay. So you got it. So let's hear it for Cassie. So, I forgot to tell her which one. And so that's going to be our adjective. Our adjective. And I think of adjective, when I think of something that, an adjective, we're going to put describes a noun. And we're going to make adjectives blue. And I want you to so much remember that, for one thing, this isn't all just out of Suzanne's book, but it is a whole lot. But her book has got so much more than what I'm telling you. I mean, you should really get her book, because I'm just giving you a little smattering. And I'm adding some things, but I'm adding some other things, but there's a whole lot to be learned in there. So the adjective, I forgot to tell her which one, and so the adjective is very important. And I think about the blue sky. That's why I make mine, because I think about the sky and blue, the blue sky. So I make adjectives blue, and the adjective is going to tell you which one, what kind, and how many. Which one, like the blue airplane, what kind, maybe the biggest airplane, or the biggest block, or the first block, or the only one, so what kind, which one, and how many. Give me, like what if I want you to give me 2 airplanes? So what is the adjective in that sentence? 2. Yeah, isn't that, it's kind of funny, because 2 doesn't seem, I don't think everybody thinks of a number as an adjective. I mean, I didn't really think that much about that myself in the past, but so that would be an adjective. It's describing the planes, 2 planes. So I want us to do our little cheer here. Okay, what does an adjective tell us? Which one? Which one? What kind? How many? Which one? What kind? How many? I'll make this up. Isn't it? Which one? What kind? How many? Okay, so you could play the bingo game from Ms. Carreker's book with using the same old things and put. So can you tell me some? Which one? What should be a few adjectives that tell us which one?
Few.
I need it loud.
Few.
A few. A few. Okay. It's going to tell us. What about that? So what's in a few? A few cards. It is modifying it now, but it's how many? I guess we'll let that be a how many. Okay.
The big one,
Okay.
the
But
small one, the fat one, the round one, the black one, the
Okay.
rotten one.
okay. And what about what kind? What kind of car do you want? Let's see. I bought a shiny car. Okay, shiny. Okay. New car. Okay.
Also, if you had several different parts of speech on that bingo card, not just nouns or whatever, could you not use little squares of that color to block it? So if you have, for instance, a mixture of nouns and those adjectives, you could have little squares of color put on them. Could you not?
Yeah. I mean, you could do that. You could have some
Yellow
nouns,
squares,
some
and
verbs.
then they put it on.
Yes, and then you could play this that way. That's awesome. Yeah, you could have 8 nouns, 8 verbs.
Whatever, just a mixture after they're more advanced.
Okay. Now, something
Less
really,
advanced.
that's a great idea. Now, there's one thing we've got to, this is a big caution, okay? And I'm glad that you helped me to think about it, is that words can be different parts of speech according to the job they do in the sentence. So you could get in trouble that way. You could get in trouble that way. Because let's think about, what about the verb, what about the word run? Okay? When can run be a verb? Can someone give me a sentence? Okay, good. So there's a verb like the dog runs. Okay, when can run be a noun?
Well, I was thinking the dog run in the kennel.
Oh, the dog runs.
The dog, yeah.
Oh,
The
yeah.
dog run in the kennel where they exercise. The dog runs in the run.
Okay.
A charity run.
Okay, so if it's a dog run, is that a person, place, or thing, or is that an action? Yeah, it's a thing, so that's a noun. And I was thinking about a run in your stockings, although we don't wear them that much, but a run in your stockings, yeah,
I'm saying, I mean, one of the things that I do for that, for confusion, is I do the columns like that for ones that are a little bit more advanced, and like runs a good one, it's like all of course play baseball. And so he might put it in the verb, and I said, well, think about what other column could you put it in? You know, this run's a very talented word. What he could go to either, and so then they'll put it over in the column, you know, and so they're picking words out, actually putting them in the columns of these with the color code at the top. And they get that. I mean, they get that they can move it over here. Oh, it's baseball run, you know. So they're actually.
I like that. It's describing talented word. That's cute.
Yeah, I like talented,
And because we told them that A and B were those signals, the noun, warnings, the noun is coming. If you're trying to decide if a word could be a noun, try putting A, N, or D in front of it. See if it makes sense. Can I say anything about a jump? Can I say anything about the run? Can I say anything about, because if I can put it like that and it makes sense, that just that much of a phrase, then I can use it as a noun in addition to being.
Yeah, like the jump was high.
Yeah, the jump was high. His run was the fastest. Okay, so in this case, run is now a noun. Anytime you can use one of those noun signals in front, and that word's going to be a noun.
And another
Yeah,
thing,
that's
sometimes
good.
I told my kids, if for a noun, if you were a big giant, really, really big, could you hold it in your hand? That sometimes helps, doesn't always. You know, if you were really, really big, could you hold that thing in your hand? Which that would really, that did seem to help some.
Yeah, so, just getting your whole body into the action is so good. So what if, now, you could make up sentences, and if you do have Suzanne Carreker's book, it is full of, for every level, she has a lot of sentences that incorporate where you are, whatever level you've gotten to. So if we were going to write, and the child, okay, let's let somebody be the child. Kathy, will you be the child? And I'm going to tell you a sentence. Okay, now I was going to let you build it with these blocks, actually. Okay. So you just got some color sheet. We haven't actually done the reading yet. So we won't do with that. But if I was going to give you a sentence like, and what if you build it starting at this side? So it's, and tell me I'm going to do the friendly old man's, and so I'm giving you a lot at once. And can you say it out loud from years ago?
The friendly old man.
Orange is that? Okay, good. Can you? What did you get around this side and tell us? Let's all say your sentence together again. The friendly old man spoke. What did you touch your open?
The friendly old man spoke.
That's awesome. How about David knew the little lost girl? You want to check them out again? Let's see.
But I would never do it from the backside.
Oh, I'm going to yeah, that's a good point.
David said, what was the sentence?
David knew the little lost girl.
David knew the little lost girl.
Yeah. Okay, wait a minute.
David knew the little lost girl.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, what if, let's do something on your paper. I'll let you know. Thank you, Patty. That's awesome. But, I mean, this is like way too much too fast, obviously. We would not be doing it this fast. I mean, really, but I knew Kathy was a But what I love to do is to sit down on the floor with these blocks with the student, but somehow the floor is just more fun than a table, and sit on the floor and let the child, I would say a sentence like, the boy ran, okay? And the child is gonna have my whole stack, and they're gonna have tons of blocks out here. They're gonna have all my stack of blocks, and they're gonna be pulling them out on the floor. But I am gonna do it this backwards way for you now, but they would be sitting there pulling them to themselves. In fact, maybe I should do it the way they're gonna do it. They're gonna be pulling it to themselves. If I said the boy ran, they're gonna say, the boy ran. And then they've one of those. And then I'm gonna give them another one like, an airplane flew. And they're gonna say it as they pull them. And airplane flew. And they've won those blocks. And so what's happening here is the child is building something while they're excited because they're winning blocks. And they build them, stack them up, then they win more, then they win more, then they win more. And you can do this for a long time, and it's a lot of fun. So that's, and so it just gives you, you're doing all this great practice with sentences. And whatever level you're on, we're going to have blue for adjectives and more for other parts of speech. Then the other thing, okay, we had like the soldier marched, okay? Then what I like to have them do is they've got their cards that they've made, or that I've made. I make them because I want them to be, I do the writing on the upper legible. So then they're going to take the cards and say, this is the soldier marched. I would be controlling what they get first. So really what I showed you was your part. I wouldn't have really done it that part. You know, just throw this out. I was trying to impress you. But what I'd really be doing is, you know, they might have gotten this after the soldier march. Then I would say, I'm going to answer the verb first. I'm going to say, where's the action? Which one tells what somebody did? That's really the way I'm going to do this in therapy. What did they do? And so they're going to, then they have to like re-auditorize or re-say that. But re-auditorize maybe even just in their brain. And I love that too because it's a wonderful skill to do with phonological awareness and thinking skills. Because they just think, and say, oh, marched, he marched. You know, they just think it in their head or say it out loud. And then they're going to put verb on that block or in front of it or next, you know, in front or whatever of that block, verb. Then I'm going to say, okay, who marched? Who did that? Who marched? So where's your noun? Where's the name of who did it? And so I'm going to say, a soldier. Okay, soldier. And then I would say, like, where's your warning word? Who warned us? And I have article somewhere. Then they would put their word article on the. They put their card for article. And so this is going to build up to when they have adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, and prepositions. They would be putting their word down. So what if I wanted to say, let's add an adjective since y'all have learned that. Let's add, what can we say about this soldier? I wonder what we can say about the soldier. That we can have a blue block. What can we say? The tired soldier? Yes, the tired. So we're going to be describing our noun. And so what's the job? What was the job of this adjective? Yeah, it tells us which soldier or what kind of soldier. It could be either way. So, and I might do something like, okay, so he's describing the noun. His job is he's jumping over and telling you something more about that noun. And I like to think about, this is just something that, I don't know, I just sort of thought this up, but add. I like to talk about that an adjective adds meaning to the noun. And then we get to adverb, it adds meaning to a verb. Isn't that good? I like that idea. And so we talk about this not two D's like in the word add, it's one D, but that's how you start. Both of these words, they're the only two modifying words that add meaning to a noun, or to a verb, or another adjective, or another adverb. So if you were going to write a sentence, what if you write a sentence on the back of your board of adjectives? What if you write, if you want to write a sentence like, the big dog ran. What if you write the big dog ran on the back of your card? And I don't have all the right colors up here. I don't have all the right colors, but I want you to underline, what are we going to underline the article?
Red.
Red, so we're going to underline the, and big, it's the blue sky, so it's blue. What about the dog?
Yellow.
No, so you're going to underline it and ran, our action, orange. Then something that would be good to do, that Suzanne Carreker especially as you do, is draw an arrow from this the. You know, in a lot of programs, they're going to call it the as an article adjective. You get that a lot. It's an article adjective because it's also, who is the, which word is the describing? The dog. So you would take the red and do an arrow from the to the word it's talking about. And put an arrow here to dog. What word is big talking about? Good, so we're going to take a blue from this adjective and do it to dog with blue. And so, something I like